Hello everyone, just making a video here on the Shockwave 36. Starting to make some progress. As you can see, I can sort of see gel coat in certain spots. The hatch still has plenty of paint on it, but this thing has been proving to be a pain in the ass. You can see this, there's actually like sparkles all throughout the paint, like somebody just sprinkled sparkles all over the boat and then painted over it. I've stripped away probably a good 4 layers of paint. I'm trying not to damage the gel coat, but yeah, so that's kind of what I've been working on for the last couple weeks, and it's been a pain in the ass, let me say it. I've worked with fiberglass, I've worked, with cars and working in body shops and stuff, and haven't had too many issues with stripping paint off of anything, but I didn't want to ruin this thing, so I used some City Strip, which seems to work pretty well on the outside layers, but there's just so much paint on this thing that I don't think I'm going to be able to get it down perfectly without just sanding and maybe puttying over and then primering afterwards. So yeah, this thing's turning into a little bit more than I thought it would have been. But yeah, I cleaned up all the hardware at least. Pretty much just soaked everything in acetone, and it was like, lo and behold, wow, it's actually clean looking. There's a few things that I am probably going to change. I don't know if I'm going to use this rudder or not, because this rudder is like ridiculously huge, and I could see where that could be a problem. Obviously that hits. Another thing too that I thought was interesting is how these things are actually mounted. The turn fins, they're at an inward angle. So I've never seen a boat with turn fins like that, especially on a speedboat. So I'm assuming that, they're functional. They were obviously put there for a reason, but I think I'm going to change it up a little bit. I might change some of this hardware, maybe angle these out to where they're about, like, maybe at a 30-degree angle. So they're, or parallel, I should say, to where the V is on the bottom of the hull. So I might even try that and just move it up slightly, drill another hole here, and go from there. I'm gonna have to fill this in, but I was actually thinking about using that as a plug, just getting a piece of rubber, so when the boat does get water in it, it's easy, just pop it right out, done. All the other hardware holes are there, so I'm not going to change any of that. I was also thinking about maybe using these exhaust ports right here for the water outlet, kind of like what I did with my NQD boat I had, the high wind, or wing rush, I'm sorry. So other than that, I've just been cleaning it up a lot and, checking out the hull. The hull itself is actually in pretty good shape, even the bottom. However, I did find a couple problems down here. Down on the stringers, there's a, if you look right here, there's a little notch taken out. There's also one here, but I could use some putty and I'll fix that. Also up here, it looks like they've probably repaired that, because that's all fiberglass on the outside of the gel coat. So I think this boat possibly hit some land at one point, and that's what happened. No biggie though, we can fix that. And then, so for the inside I've cleaned up. Still trying to figure out what it is I want to run in here. Obviously I know this is a bigger boat, so I'm probably going to be running something bigger than like a 3674. I'd probably use like maybe like a 4082 or a 4092 maybe even, just to get this thing going good. My goal is like 50 miles an hour. If I can get it to do 50, I'm happy with that. As for the inside though, like I say, I'm kind of bouncing around ideas. Obviously all these structures are placed in here because this had a motor, because it was obviously nitro at one point, and the fuel tank fit up front. But all these, all this structure is actually really nice, and I don't really want to cut it out. I thought about doing that to save weight, but I don't really want to ruin the structural rigidity of this hull, so I might even just keep it and maybe just cut out certain sections, like maybe right here in the front or something like that. Because I plan on mounting the motor as far back to here as possible, as close to the stuffing tube. So the motor's going to be in this area. That leaves the sides here for battery placement. So what I could do possibly is maybe cut this out and this one as well, and then I have this whole space right here to kind of find my center of gravity, and then that way I can adjust, when boat's moving in the water, it may ride different than what you think. Just because you find the center of gravity, which I found, doesn't always mean the boat's going to ride when it's moving. It may ride good when it's going slow, or, sometimes you just get it right the very first time, but that's always the fun part is, yeah, you may find your center of gravity, but every hull is different, every hull rides different, and once you're in the water, it's a totally different factor. So, like I say, that's basically it on that. I just wanted to show what I've been working on and how much of a pain in the ass this thing has been, but that's okay though, because it's going to be worth it. I ended up getting it for a trade, so it's not like I really spent any money. I mean, other than the boat that I had bought that I traded for it, wasn't really using, so I guess I'm coming up on that end. But other than that, yeah, I may even have a few other boats coming here soon, maybe even next week. Possibly a Proboat Valise, or maybe a Blackjack 24, or maybe another little shockwave, but a 26 version. Kind of just like my dad's boat, what we've worked on, and we've already modified his, and it runs on 6S, and his boat screams for how small it is, so I might even do something like that. I'm not sure yet. I'm finding quite a few boats for sale, and for pretty reasonable too, so yeah, I might have some more projects. I know I should probably finish one before I get to the next one, but I guess if, as long as I have projects going, I'll always be busy. But yeah, that's it for now. Hope everybody has a great day.